All right, welcome everybody. So glad to have you here today as is our custom, every Saturday doing this weekly series that we've been doing for a little while now. Started out doing 52 weeks and we've just kept this thing going because we need to know the truth. But the thing is, I have to ask the question, even though it's time to tell the truth, we want to know, can you handle it? So sometimes we can't handle the truth. But here today, hopefully there will be some truths that will be shared with you that you can share with others. And for those of you that are maybe here for the very first time, this series is in our YouTube channel, and we'll have to make sure that we put that link available to you or ask somebody to get that entire link so that you can share this information about their health and their wellness. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt. Everybody calls me Dr. Roz, and I am the CEO of Dream to Life Productions Ministry, LLC, and Incorporated. I'm a wife, a musician, a bunch of other stuff. But here's what's important. My doctorate is in theology and divinity, so I'm not a medical doctor, but I do so much studying and research to bring this information to you as a certified wellness coach. Yes, I received a certificate of completion as a certified entrepreneur and lifestyle consultant from Akana, and then under the tutorage and leadership of Dr. Eric Prince, naturopathic doctor, I received my certification as a certified wellness coach. Now, we've been doing a series now, I think this is number 6, on activating self-healing. Activating self-healing. Why? Because our body is designed to heal itself. And since it's designed to heal itself, we want to do just that. And we've talked about fasting as a way to activate self-healing. We've talked about stem cell activation and creation to activate self-healing. Now that's doing it naturally. That's not going to the doctor, having a surgery and getting stem cells put in, none of that. We've also talked about taking care of the deficiencies in our body as a way of activating self-healing. We talked about detoxification activates it. Unresolved trauma. Oh, that was a series all by itself. And some of us found out, oh my God, I still have some unresolved trauma. And when we get rid of it, all of a sudden, your body begins to heal itself in some other areas. We've got health gut. We've got heat and sauna. We find out that taking place of our our gut, helps to activate self-healing as well as heat and sauna. The healing mindset, the spending time with nature, we covered that on last week, along with a plant-based lifestyle. So this week, we're going to cover, and let's see if we can let the folk in. I'll let them in, okay? They've been in there a while. So this week we're going to cover sleep. And I don't think I'm going to get any further than sleep, because that's how important having sleep and the best kind of sleep is. So let's hear first from Dr. Bobby Price. Hold on a second. Let's make sure I got the sound on. Here we go.
One of the ways that you can activate self-healing in the body is getting good quality sleep. I highly recommend, if you don't have like one of those type of sleep system or watches or whatever it may be, to track your sleep, to at least know how well you're sleeping at night, and at least get at least a foundation of, oh, I'm sleeping pretty good, or oh, I'm sleeping horribly. There's a lot of people who are under the impression that they're sleeping good and they're not. Okay, most people may be in the bed for 8 hours but are only getting an hour and a half of sleep, and that hour and a half isn't deep sleep, isn't REM sleep, isn't quality sleep. And the unfortunate thing is, the only time you heal is when you rest. You do not heal when you're active. Okay, so all of these other things I was talking about are active things. These are things that you do when you're conscious, when you're awake. But sleep is actually when you're sleeping, when you're in restoration mode. That's when your body is not only healing but regenerating itself. And if you're not getting quality sleep, there's no way that your body can regenerate itself or heal itself. And I feel most people aren't getting enough sleep because they don't have good sleep practices. Most people aren't getting enough sleep because they have poor sleep hygiene. Most people aren't getting enough sleep because they don't know it's important. And so one of the things that I tell people when they're struggling with any kind of dis-ease in their body is the primary thing that you need to focus on is getting quality rest and no stress. Okay, when I say no stress, I don't mean zero, but I mean very minimal. So whatever's stressing you, get rid of it, because that's going to affect your sleep. And when the body is in a stress state, it's going to be in a state of anxiety. And when the body is in a state of anxiety, there's no way it can rest because the body is always in a constant movement when it's in a state of anxiety. So it's hugely important to understand that proper sleep, proper management of stress, these things are actually going to activate healing as well too.
So the thing that I want you to leave here today really getting, because all of us sleep at some point, right? We've got 24 hours in a day, and some of those hours you're going to go to sleep. I mean, if you stay up a whole 24 hours, then you're definitely going to go to sleep sometime within the next 24 hours. But how often do we really consider the importance of sleep? We go to sleep because it's time to go to sleep, or because we're tired, or because the sun has gone down. But do we always think about that if I sleep correctly or get quality sleep, it's going to help activate self-healing in my body? It gives you a different mentality regarding when you go to sleep.
One of the ways.
So sleep helps to activate it. Well, why is sleep more than rest? Because somebody said, well, I'm just going to rest my eyes. Okay. Sleep is more than rest. It's not just time off. It's an active process where your body repairs and it rebalances and it renews. It's the God-given time that God has given us in our space of 24 hours for him to go to work. He repairs, he rebalances, he renews. What would happen tonight if you lay down thinking, okay, God, I'm ready for you to work on me? While you sleep, cells repair themselves. Wow. Damaged DNA, tissues, and muscles undergo healing. I'm saying for you to mentally lay down with this kind of attitude. Your immune systems begin to strengthen, and your infection-fighting T cells and antibodies are produced. Your hormones reset. Your melatonin, your growth hormone, and your cortisol regulates repair and recovery. Your brain detoxifies. The glymphatic system clears toxins linked to aging and memory decline. All these things will happen in sleep. Now, the better quality of sleep it is, but I need you to start with just recognizing when you lay down tonight, when you close your eyes, when you get in the bed, this is finna start happening. And you're going to commit to it. You're going to demand it to start happening. You're going to talk to your body and say you want it to happen. Because there are different levels of sleep. And sometimes because we don't get enough sleep or we don't sleep 8 hours, I'm guilty of that. We sometimes don't go through these different stages of sleep. But deep sleep, which is slow wave, it boosts physical repair, muscle growth, tissue healing, and immune defense. That REM is, some of our doctors in our business used to talk about getting into that REM sleep, and they promote it using cannabis products and CBD products to help you get into that REM sleep, that dream sleep. That's the sleep that supports emotional healing, processes stress, balances your mood, and restores mental resilience. And then the circadian rhythm alignment, that's syncing sleep with natural day-night cycles. That improves your heart health, your metabolism, and your energy balance. So there's some simple practices to improve healing through our sleep, because most of us, we don't get quality sleep, so we're not really getting the healing that we should be getting. But I hope after today, after this session, if you're listening to this live, if you're listening to this pre-recorded, start implementing these techniques? How about wind down? I mean, just create a calm pre-bed routine, whether that's prayer, or maybe that's stretching, or maybe that's some herbal tea, or maybe that's journaling. And then what about a tech detox? Yeah, cut it off, right? Dim the lights, avoid the screens 1 hour before bed, and let the melatonin rise naturally. And then get on a consistent schedule. Sleep and wake at the same time daily to train your body's rhythm. That's why some people can have less hours because their body's trained. You don't even have to have the alarm clock. My husband talks about that. Don't necessarily need the alarm clock because I wake up anyway at the same time. Environment does matter. How you keep your room cool, dark, quiet. Add lavender. I like soft music or white noise if helpful. And then nutrition support definitely helps your sleep. Magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and calming teas, chamomile, passion flower, all of these things will aid restful sleep. So why, guys? Because there's a mind-body connection. I need you to think of sleep as your body's nightly workshop. Oh my God. Just as you wouldn't interrupt a construction crew mid-repair, then give your body that uninterrupted time to restore. Self-healing requires trust. When you rest, your body knows what to do. When we get ourselves in this place, God made our bodies to self-heal. But I hear you. I just don't sleep good. Well, let's talk about why. Let's understand why you can't sleep well. Sleep troubles, it's a normal situation. It troubles affects millions of Americans, leaving them tired and frustrated and searching for answers. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling groggy. It impacts your health, your mood, your daily performance. Some of you can go to work and they know you didn't have a good night's sleep because of your attitude. But the good news is, most sleep issues have identifiable causes and practical solutions. And today, this afternoon, whatever time of day you're watching this, we're going to look at the common culprits behind restless nights. And we're going to look at some actionable strategies to help you reclaim the restorative sleep you deserve. You deserve to sleep good. You deserve to heal while you're sleeping. So environment is important. We have our screens. Even brief exposure to the bright screen within an hour of bedtime can delay your sleep onset by 30 to 60 minutes. Let's shut it off. At least an hour, 30 minutes for you overachievers. Blue light from the phones, the tablets, the TV. It tricks the brain into thinking it's still daytime. I was told by people that live in Alaska, because they can have sunlight so long that they have to have curtains to make them think that it's nighttime when outside the sun is still shining in certain areas of the country, right? This suppresses the melatonin production, your body's natural sleep hormone, melatonin, and makes it harder to feel drowsy when bedtime arrives. That's the blue screens. So we don't want to suppress melatonin. Melatonin is what we want to take place into our bodies so that we can have a restful sleep. Sometimes you got to change the temperature and your sleep schedule. Challenges. Your bedroom temperature plays a crucial role in sleep quality. The ideal range, they say, is between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. When your room is too warm, your body struggles to lower its core temperature. A natural process that signals sleepiness. Too hot, too cold, and you're going to adjust that to what's comfortable for you. But if it's too hot, your natural body cooling is prevented, because then it leads to being restlessness and you're hot and frequent awakening throughout the night. And if it's too cold, and for me, that 60 to 67 degrees would be too cold for me, but too cold causes muscle tension, makes it difficult to relax into a deeper sleep stage. That's why They have these beds out there now where if it's two people, husband and wife, they can change the temperature on one side if they're not comfortable at the same degree. And then an irregular schedule, going to bed at different times, it confuses your circadian rhythm and it makes it harder to fall asleep consistently. So when your mind won't let go, now that's probably the biggest problem that many of us have. We got so much going on in this head of ours, your mind won't let go. So that mental stress is one of the most common sleep disruptors. And if you think about it as a sleep disruptor, I need you to get that you need this sleep for yourself. While you're letting all the stuff that's going on in your life and in your family, in your relationships, and in the world that we live in to disrupt your healing. When you're anxious or overwhelmed, your body produces stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that blocks melatonin production. Racing thoughts, worried about tomorrow's meeting. Tomorrow hasn't even happened yet. Replaying today's conversation, and today is over, is in the past. Planning your weekend keeps your mind active when it should be winding down. I don't mean that you don't prepare for the next day, but once you've prepared for the next day, because you should get ready for the next day, but you don't worry about it. You write it down, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and then set it aside and let's go to sleep. Emotional processing. Unresolved feelings from the day. You're still mad, you're still excited, you're still frustrated, you're still sad. That can create mental restlessness that prevents quality sleep. That's why, as a minister, they say, take it to the Lord and what? Leave it there. No transition time, jumping directly from work tasks or intense activities into bed. Doesn't give your nervous system time to shift from alert to rest mode. Have a transition. You're working all day, you're on the computer all day, you're talking to people all day, and then stop. And they call it cool down when you're working out. When you're working out, you got a rigorous workout, and then all of a sudden, that last few minutes, they call it cool down. We need to cool down. And don't forget about eating and drinking, because what you eat and what you drink matters. The alcohol paradox. While alcohol might help you fall asleep initially, it significantly disrupts your sleep architecture. It reduces REM sleep. Because somebody say, well, yeah, alcohol really helps me go to sleep. But it reduces REM sleep and causes frequent awakenings in the second half of the night. Even one drink can affect your sleep quality for up to 6 hours, leading to that tired despite sleeping feeling the next day. Some folk call that a hangover. Anyway, caffeine has a half-life of 6 to 8 hours, meaning that afternoon coffee is still affecting your system at bedtime. Sugar creates energy spikes that can interfere with your natural sleep drive. And then we got physical factors. Physical factors can affect your rest. Hormonal changes, menopause, thyroid imbalances, elevated cortisol levels can disrupt your sleep patterns. Women often experience sleep changes during perimenopause due to fluctuating estrogen and progesterone levels. Chronic pain. It's hard to sleep when you're hurting. Acid reflux. Even an uncomfortable mattress can prevent you from reaching and maintaining deep sleep stages throughout the night. And then let's not forget low levels of magnesium, vitamin D, or B vitamins can, yes, interfere with your body's natural sleep-wake cycle and your melatonin production. And then you could possibly have even some hidden medical issues. Sometimes poor sleep stems from underlying medical conditions that do require some professional attention. These issues often go undiagnosed because symptoms occur during sleep when you're not even consciously aware of them, like sleep apnea. When you have brief interruptions in your breathing, preventing you from reaching restorative deep sleep, you may wake feeling tired despite spending 8+ hours in bed. Loud snoring is often a warning signal. So sleep apnea really has to be discovered by somebody else who says, you need to stop snoring. You need to, close your mouth. Well, sleep apnea. Restless leg syndrome. This is an irresistible urge to move your legs, especially at night. It disrupts the transition into sleep and causes frequent awakening throughout the night. And then chronic conditions, depression, anxiety, disorders, thyroid dysfunction, or blood sugar imbalances can significantly impact your sleep quality and require targeted treatment. So let's work on building our sleep foundation. Let's establish consistent timing. Let's go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, including your weekends. It's the weekend. I'm going to include in the weekends. This reinforces your natural circadian rhythm and makes falling asleep easier over time. Create your sleep sanctuary. Transform your bedroom into a sleep optimized environment. Blackout curtains, comfortable temperature, minimal noise, and remove all the electronics from the bedroom. I am not a proponent of having a television in the bedroom. One, because I don't believe you ought to be watching TV in the bedroom. I'm just saying. It has its own purpose. All right. Develop a wind down routine. Start your bedtime routine 30 to 60 minutes before you sleep. Try gentle stretching, reading, meditation, or a warm bath to signal to your body that it's time to rest. That's why we tell people if they're going to take one of a CBD gummy, you take it 30 to 60 minutes before you go to sleep to let it help you wind down. That's one way of also aiding in that.
So some natural remedies to help you fall asleep instead of taking any kind of over-the-counter medication. What I used to do was actually warm milk, or for non-dairy options, you can use oat milk or almond milk. You warm that up and take some turmeric and sprinkle it in the milk, or cinnamon, and a little bit of honey. And if you drink that, that actually will help you fall asleep. So you can do that instead of taking some over-the-counter medication.
Tired of tossing and turning? Let's fix your sleep, one snack at a time. First up, kiwi. This tiny fruit packs a punch with natural serotonin and antioxidants, helping your body relax and drift off faster. Next, almonds. They're loaded with magnesium to calm your muscles, quiet your mind, perfect for bedtime. Finally, tart cherry juice. It's a natural source of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to snooze. So, swap out late-night junk food for these sleep-friendly options and see how your nights transform. If you found this helpful, drop a like, share with a fellow night owl. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick health hacks. Catch those Z's.
So she was letting us know what not to do and what we should do, and gave some tips. So here's some practical daily habits. We continue to talk about timing. Cut off the caffeine after 2 p.m. Avoid large meals 3 hours before bed. Limit your alcohol, especially in the evening. Stay hydrated during the day, not at night. Because if you drink a lot of water, it's going to wake you up, right? Movement and light. Get natural sunlight exposure in the morning. Exercise regularly, but not within 4 hours of your bedtime. And then take evening walks to help decompress. Find ways to decompress. And then you got to know when you need to seek professional help. If you've tried these strategies consistently for 2 or 3 weeks without improvement, it might be time to consult a healthcare provider. Excuse me. They can help identify some underlying issues like sleep apnea, hormone imbalances, or other medical conditions affecting your rest. Sleep study. Rule out sleep disorders. That's what they do. They help with sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. Hormone testing checks your thyroid, cortisol levels, and other hormones that directly impact your sleep quality. And then remember, improving sleep takes patience and consistency. Small changes compound over time to create fasting and lasting improvements in your sleep quality and your overall well-being. When nothing seems to work, because I need you to lay down recognizing I'm going to sleep for my body to start healing itself. That's the purpose, not to get some rest, not because the sun has gone down. Sometimes sleep struggles persist despite everything we try, every tip, every trick. But when basic sleep hygiene fails, it's time to look deeper. Because the solution isn't always about better habits. It might be about uncovering hidden causes, calming an overactive nervous system, or shifting your entire approach to rest. And that's one of the things that I want you to leave here focusing on, is shifting your approach to getting rest. I'm going to say it again. I said it before. When you lay down tonight, lay down with the mindset and the understanding that I'm doing this to cause self-healing to take place in my body. Not because it's time to go to sleep, not to get some rest. I'm doing this so that God can perform surgery in my body. We've talked about the medical causes. We've talked about an overactive, sometimes nervous system, because some people live in fight or flight mode, even at bedtime. The body never receives a signal to shut down, keeping you wired when you should be winding down. And we give control to that. I just can't wind down. No. You have control of that. Don't give that power to anybody else. And this hyper-vigilant state occurs when stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline stay elevated. Trauma, unresolved emotions keep the brain hyper alert, while past patterns of poor sleep actually train the brain to expect nightly struggles. Did you hear what I said? You train the brain. Calm your nervous system. When your body's stuck in overdrive, specific practices can help shift you into a restful state. These approaches target the root cause rather than just the symptoms. So here's some things we can do. Because you say to me, but Dr. Roz, I'm just all over the place. I got too much going on in my head. Well, let's try deep, intentional breathing. Let's activate the parasympathetic nervous system and signaling safety to your body and mind. Progressive relaxation, systematically tensing and releasing muscle groups helps release physical tension and mental stress. And then trauma-improved therapy, EMDR, and other specialized approaches address underlying trauma that may be disrupting your sleep patterns.
Here's one of my favorite master points to get you to sleep real fast. Come down the outside of the hand. There's a bone called the pisiform. Next to the bone right here, there's a groove. Take your thumb in there. Push it in and out 20 seconds. After that, hold it for 1 minute. Watch how your brain winds down and how fast you get to sleep. If you want to fall asleep quick, this is what you need to do. 3-finger links right at the crease of the wrist, the bottom part of the finger right down here. Take your point right there, right between the two tendons. You're going to go up and down like this. Do that for about 1 minute. Then just hold that point, close your eyes, and watch how you drift off to sleep. Here's a simple technique you can do on yourself to get you to sleep faster, to get you to relax, to take away anxiety and stress. You're going to take your thumb and behind your ear, as you come below here, as you go back, you'll feel a bone right here called the mastoid process. Right behind that bone, you'll feel a little groove. Put your thumb back in that area and just go in little circular motions, about 100 to 200 times. And that will kick up your parasympathetic nervous system. That will wind your body down. It will get you to sleep. It will allow you to relax so you can wake up and feel refreshed once again.
Now, I got a feeling somebody needs to see this all over again, so I'm going to play this twice on purpose.
Here's one of my favorite master points to get you to sleep real fast. Come down the outside of the hand. There's a bone called the pisiform. Next to the bone right here, there's a groove. Take your thumb in there. Push it in and out 20 seconds. After that, hold it for 1 minute. Watch how your brain winds down and how fast you get to sleep. If you want to fall asleep quick, this is what you need to do. 3-finger links right at the crease of the wrist, the bottom part of the finger right down here. Take your point right there, right between the two tendons. You're going to go up and down like this. Do that for about 1 minute. Then just hold that point, close your eyes, and watch how you drift off to sleep. Here's a simple technique you can do on yourself to get you to sleep faster, to get you to relax, to take away anxiety and stress. You're going to take your thumb and behind your ear, as you come below here, as you go back, you'll feel a bone right here called the mastoid process. Right behind that bone, you'll feel a little groove. Put your thumb back in that area and just go in little circular motions, about 100 to 200 times. And that will kick up your parasympathetic nervous system. That will wind your body down. It will get you to sleep. It will allow you to relax so you can wake up and feel refreshed once again.
Oh, wait. Now, I didn't tell y'all to do that right now because I don't want you to go to sleep before the presentation's over with. So let's look at, sometimes we are having problems getting restful sleep because we're trying too hard. Too much pressure. Sometimes people create their own sleep obstacles by putting too much pressure on falling asleep. The anxiety about not sleeping becomes the very thing keeping you awake. So he talked about those pressure points. And sometimes watching the clock, I only have 5 hours left. Testing every new remedy creates stress instead of relief. Catastrophizing about tomorrow's performance. All these things we create ourselves, and we create our own sleep obstacles. So we're going to shift our focus. Tonight, your focus is rest over sleep. You're going to rest your body so your body can activate self-healing. Instead of forcing sleep, focus on resting your body. This mental shift removes the pressure while still providing physical and mental restoration. And then lie still with your eyes closed, breathing slowly. Even without sleep, this position allows your body to start repairing and recharging. There's a natural progression. When you stop trying to force sleep, it often follows naturally. Your body knows how to rest when it's given permission.
Try this simple hack to fall asleep in just 60 seconds. 1. Get in bed and relax all your body parts. So relax your cheeks, your eyes, your jaw, your tongue, your shoulders, your arms, your legs. Basically work your way down. 2. With your lips closed, breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. 3. Now hold your breath for 7 seconds. 4. Let your lips part ever so slightly and breathe out for 8 seconds. You should make a whooshing sound like so. 5. Repeat this 4 times and let your body sleep if relaxation happens earlier.
So don't knock it till you try it, right? If you're having difficulties getting rest in your sleep to activate the healing, make sure that you understand that there's so many different reasons behind what we're talking about. Sometimes we need gold standard treatment that works better than sleeping pills. We're not about to get the sleeping pills. We got to do this naturally. Acupuncture and massage therapy helps rebalance the nervous system. Magnesium glycinate, I've mentioned it again, L-theanine and adaptogens, short-term melatonin guided by a qualified practitioner, and then smart devices reveal patterns and triggers like heart rate spikes that you might not notice consciously. But it's power in the mindset shift. Years of sleep struggles often create a self-defeating belief in sleep. I just can't go to sleep. That's the old story. I can't sleep. Nothing works. I'm broken. Let's change that mindset. I'm learning to rest better. Haven't found what works yet, but I'm healing. Your thoughts about sleep become as important as your sleep habits themselves. Healing begins by gently shifting your internal narrative from frustration to patient curiosity about what your body needs. Because if you're having difficulty with your sleep, with getting quality sleep, there's something your body needs. And you need to communicate with your body. So what is your action plan? If you've tried everything, nothing seems to work, here's your action plan. First, rule out medical issues. Schedule a sleep study. comprehensive medical evaluation to identify any hidden health conditions that are affecting your sleep. Reset your nervous system. Address the underlying stress and trauma through breath work, therapy, other nervous system regulation practices. Try the proven therapeutic approaches if you desire, acupuncture and CBT1, other evidence-based treatments. And then shift from frustration to curiosity, focusing on rest rather than perfect sleep while your body heals. So now, get your paper out. Hope I meant to tell you. Sorry, I didn't tell you ahead of time that you needed some paper. We've got 20 questions to see if you're getting healing sleep. 20 questions. I'll give you 30 seconds to get that paper. Write down 1 through 20, and you're going to answer yes or no to each one of these statements. Got 15 more seconds to get a piece of paper. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Answer yes or no. Sleep quality. 1. I usually fall asleep within 15 to 20 minutes of going to bed. Yes or no? Do you usually fall asleep within 15 to 20 minutes of going to bed? Yes or no? Number 2, do you often remember your dreams? Yes, you do. No, you don't. Often, not sometimes, every now and then, once a year. No, do you often remember your dreams? You wake up, I had a dream. How often does that happen? Is that happening often or rarely? Yes, if it's often. No, if it's rare. Number 3, I stay asleep most of the night without frequent waking. If you are the person that sleeps all night long till it's time to get up, yes. If not, no. You keep waking up? No. Number 4, I get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep consistently. Yes or no. You're under 7, you're over 10, 7 to 9. If you're over 10 hours, okay, you're yes. But if you're under 7, it's no. I wake up feeling refreshed and energized. Yes. Do you wake up feeling energized? Or if you wake up sluggish, you wake up still, you went to sleep, but you're still tired? No. Number 6, my bedroom is dark, cool, and quiet at night. Is it yes or no? 7, I avoid screens, TV, phone, tablet, at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you're on all night long and then you go straight to bed, then it's no. Your mattress and your pillow feel comfortable and supported. Is that yes or no? You have an uncomfortable mattress, uncomfortable pillow? No. Next, my bedroom feels like a calm, clutter-free space. Yes or no? You got boxes in the bedroom, you got clutter, you got stuff out of place, then it's no. Do you go to bed and wake at the same time every day, even on weekends? If you do, yes. If you don't, no. Next question. Do you have a calming bedtime routine? A routine like prayer, like reading, like journaling, like meditation, like stressing. A routine, calming bedtime routine. Yes or no? Do you avoid caffeine after 2 p.m.? Yes, you do. No, you don't. Do you avoid alcohol or heavy meals close to your bedtime? Yes, you do. No, you don't. Do you exercise regularly, which helps you feel physically ready for your rest? You exercise so you're ready to lay down. Yes, if you do. No, if you don't. Do you manage your stress level so your mind isn't racing at night? Or if you're so stressed you're still racing when it's time to go to sleep, then it's no. Next question. You rarely wake up with aches, pains, or headaches. Yes, you do. Rarely. rarely you wake up with aches and pains or headaches, that's yes. But if you often wake up with aches, pains, or headaches, then it's no. I don't need excessive caffeine just to get through the day. You don't need it, yes. You gotta have it, your answer is no. My immune system feels strong. I don't get sick often. You're healthy, don't hardly get sick, then say yes. Your immune system feels strong. If not, say no. My mood, memory, and focus are steady throughout the day. Yes. Or if you're all over the place with your mood, your memory, we got to throw in a towel and say, who are you? Not who, what are you? Not your name. What you're going through today. Then you put no. I feel my body's recovering, repairing, and growing stronger while I sleep. Yes or no. If you didn't have that mindset until today, then it's no. If you didn't lay down thinking that your body's recovering, repairing, or growing stronger, be honest, then it's no. The last 16 through 20, that was the 20 questions. So count the number of yeses that you have. The number of yeses. When you get the number of yeses, put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat. Count the number of yeses and put it in the chat. What we got? You got 0 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, or 16 to 20. How many yeses? I don't see anything in the chat yet. Oh, I see a 15. All right. How many yeses do you have? I see a 12. Okay. There's an 11. There's an 8. Okay. Let's see. How many folks we got? Some more people ought to be answering. I see an 11. I see an 8. Okay. So very good. So now, if you had, looks like we don't have anybody that had a 0 to 5. That's good. Because if you had 0 to 5, you are in sleep crisis. And your health, your health may be suffering from the lack of restorative sleep, and you've got to seek help immediately. But we do have some 6 to 10s. People 6 to 10, you have disrupted healing sleep. Your body isn't fully restoring at night. It's time for some adjustments. I hope we shared something today in this session to give you something to start trying to adjust and make some adjustments, giving you some options, giving you some even nutrients to start doing, or some things not to do that maybe you've been doing. And if nothing more, to change your mindset when you lay down. We've got a lot of 11 to 15s, between 11 and 15, moderate healing sleep. You're doing well, but let's fine tune it. And then we've got some 16 to 20s. You're a champion. Your nights are fueling deep self-healing. And congratulations to you. But we always have room to work. But just remember, you're not broken. Wherever you were, you're not broken. If nothing has worked so far, it doesn't mean you're destined for poor sleep forever. Stop accepting that. It means you haven't yet discovered what your unique body and your mind need to feel safe enough to rest. And sometimes the path to better sleep isn't about doing more. It's about understanding what's been preventing rest all along. Your sleep struggles are valid. Your efforts matter. And with the right approach, restful nights are possible. But be patient with yourself. Doesn't matter how long it's been going on, how old you are, has nothing to do with it. I need you to be patient with yourself with this new understanding. Because maybe there was something that was shared that you didn't have that a part of your psyche at that time. So be patient with yourself and explore deeper solutions.